Hello, I'm Azaikyousuke. So I did not expect to make an update video this soon once again. But the last update I made was last week when I was finished with Aokana Extra 2. And thank God I actually finished Aokana Extra 2 when I did, since I told you guys that I was also back to work, right? And when I was back to work, I was pretty much overworking myself. Not in the sense that I was, like overworking physically, but I wasn't able to recuperate as much as I needed, as I was, like waking up at 4 a.m., recording a video, finishing at 5:30. After that, I had to commute to the gym, had to go to the gym, and then after that, I was biking, commute after the gym to my workplace, and then I took a shower there, and after that, I had to work. I finish up work at 5 p.m. I commute again to my house, and at that point, I was literally dead. I was able to do that for a couple of days, but when I was like training and in transitioning to my work again, or my my job again, I was able to hold that for a couple of days. But just this week, I did that for a good 2 days, and I kid you not, after work, I didn't go take a bath. I just I took my melatonin, I took my ashwagandha, I sat on the bed, and I just blacked out. Just goes to show just how tired I am. So, what I do think is nice though, thankfully, like I haven't been working this job for a year and a half, and the workplace is actually a lot laxer and a lot nicer in terms of just when it comes to the schedule of the work. I can actually go in 1 hour later, and I can go out 1 hour earlier too. So as long as I finish my job, I do everything that I need to do, and by the end, I can actually go out sooner, which is what I did today. I actually worked from home today, which I never did once I worked this job a year and a half ago. This is my first time working from home. So goes to show that my brother is actually a bit more lax when it comes to work time and all that jazz. As long as you do your work properly, you don't really need to be in the office like 24/7. But yeah, I appreciate that quite a lot. And I finished the Venus But Frontier today, actually, by doing that. So I clocked out at work at 4 p.m., and then I ate some food, took a shower, and I recorded Venus But Frontier, which I just finished maybe like an hour ago. Heck, maybe like 30 minutes ago. I'm going to eat dinner right now, and I'm probably gonna brush my teeth and then go to bed, which will probably take me about 30 minutes. Right now, it's almost 9 p.m. So what's going to happen now instead of what I did before? I feel pretty bad for you guys about how anal I was with the length time about the videos, right? Like, I feel bad about you guys, for you guys. I also feel bad about myself. Like, looking at the recording session and me being anal about it, not being able to do what I want to do, like end the recording when I want it, doesn't sit right with me. And after doing the recording right now after work, it's actually quite refreshing. And because the situation at work is not how it used to be, it's not like too pressuring, it's not making me too stressed out, I do feel like I'm able to record after work now. So with that out of the way, I'm not going to be waking up at 4 p.m. anymore, or 4 a.m. anymore. That's actually draining me. I'm going to wake up at 5 p.m., or sorry, a.m., eat my food, go to the gym, go to work. I can probably also work from home a couple of days a week too now. So that's not too bad, right? And yeah. So what's going to happen is me recording is going to be after work. So the length time, ignore what I said on the last update video about it being 90 minutes. Fuck that. I'm not about that life. I'm all about long-form content. I really enjoy long-form content. As you can see, I like to ramble about bullshit, and sometimes that also derail from the game plot, right? And yeah, I feel like I'm doing you guys a disservice by me just cutting content so short. So ignore that. The last time I did the last update, I'm gonna do about 2 hour episodes as per usual. But if I get more addicted, just like what happened, like in today's episode, I actually recorded almost 4 hours for Patreon. For people on YouTube, because there's gonna be a lot of H scenes on this episode, it's going to be about 2 hours 30 minutes. Venus Frontier is just such a demanding game when it comes to like H scenes. It time hogs you. It basically has H scene. You're gonna be swimming in H scenes when you want it, when you don't want it. But yeah, let's see. What am I gonna talk about again? So I talked about my schedule. I talked about the length of the episode. Now I talked about how I finished Venus Frontier, and with Venus Frontier being done, this is also gonna be a good time for people that are not on Patreon to sub to become a patron. Because how I do Patreon votes is that there's actually one person, a new patron that just joined me, and he messaged me like, Azai, I want you to play this. So he gave me a list of about 20 games that he wants me to play. I'm like, holy shit. I appreciate him like wanting me to let's play that, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to actually make like all those votes into his. Like I'm not gonna do it the same way as I do it on YouTube votes, right? So for Patreon votes, I feel like what I'm gonna do is have a list of the patron names, and I'm gonna do the spin wheel thing like it's an RNG thing about who to choose. And once I pick who they are, I'm gonna message them privately and ask them whether or not they want me to let's play a game. If they don't want me to, I'll re-roll the wheel with their names not there again, right? So that's how it's gonna work for Patreon people. On YouTube, I just have like a list of all the games that you guys want me to play. So if you guys just comment anything, like if you have 20 lists or 20 games on the list, yeah, I'll just put that on a whole spreadsheet, and I'll put that on the wheel and see what actually lands there. And also, this is mostly for people on Patreon, but if you guys are a patron on Patreon and there's an issue with the links, do message me on Patreon. I actually had someone who like became a patron, and then so on Patreon they have this exit survey, right? And on the exit survey, they're like, "Yo, bro, all the links don't work." So they stopped becoming a patron after they said that, and I'm like, "Huh, this is weird." I tried the link and it's working, but turns out Patreon has this weird thing where if you have a post, and if the post actually has a link, and you try to edit that post and you put a different link, they don't re-link you to that new link. They re-link you to the old link, right? That is a very weird bug that I noticed on Patreon. So if you guys don't know, usually on Patreon I have like a pinned post, which I just change the links every month. That yeah, that doesn't work. So now every month I make a new post with the new link. So that's how to circumvent that situation, right? But yeah, if you guys are on Patreon and you guys are like patrons there, do message me privately, or if you guys actually even have the app on your phone, there's actually a group messaging thing on Patreon that is very nice. So yeah, I will most likely be taking a look at that quite often. So if you guys got any questions, just feel free to drop it there and I will answer it, no problem. Now on to the next one. This is going to be the last one. So this is going to be another short update. I don't want to be rambling like too much about my my updates. It's been pretty hectic throughout the week because I was just trying to figure out a good schedule for work, gym, and my visual novel recording stuff. And also, not to mention, I also want to bond together with my family, right? Since I'm working with my brother and my sister is also working with my brother, we sometimes eat dinner together. Like, not dinner, but, you know, after we're done with work at 4 p.m., we'd go somewhere and eat out. And I feel like that's actually a family bonding that we never really got to do too much. And because of that, I'm actually gonna be not sure that I will be recording on Monday to Wednesdays and Friday and Saturday for people on Patreon. The episodes are still gonna be the same. So like 3 episodes for Patreon playthroughs, or sorry, YouTube playthroughs, and 2 for Patreon playthroughs. But the days might not be constant. Like, sometimes I might be a bit later than usual after I go from work and I want to go outside with my brother and sister. That would sometimes take upwards of 3 hours if we're eating, if we're just hanging out, right? It would take a long time. Not to mention me going back home, commuting and stuff. Oh, I didn't mention this, but I am not commuting from the gym to my workplace anymore because, like I said, after I did that for a couple of days, my body was just too tired. I was just I was just too dead tired. I couldn't do anything after I go home. So what I do now is after I'm done with the gym, I put my bike, I chain it up in the hotel or like the mall that I go to, and I use like a Grab. Grab is like Uber for you guys, but we also have like motorcycles, not just cars. I use Grab to go to my workplace, and after that, I also go back to the mall or hotel or whatever from my workplace to get my bike, and then I would commute home. Because I realized that when I go home from my workplace to my house, I would have to go through a very, very crowded area, which usually have insane traffic jam that I just do not want to deal with. It's just not something I want to deal with. But yeah, enough about that. Let me talk about the new playthrough for YouTube. So I don't know who picked this, but I got this game called Princess X. I took a look on VNDB, and it seems to be a Nukige. A Nukige that came out a long time ago. It's actually came out in 2011, and also translated or localized by Jazz. So yeah, this seems to be the new Let's Play that we're gonna do for people on YouTube. I don't think this is gonna be that good, personally speaking. Looking at the visuals, it seems to just gonna be a Nukige. But I'm looking at the tags, and it does have bad endings with story. And usually bad endings with stories usually at least have some semblance of a story, right? So I am not expecting too much of this looking at the title, or not the title, looking at the like cover, but let's hope it's gonna be good. But yes, as always, you guys can also leave like a comment if you guys want me to play any sort of visual novel. I'll put that on the list. Like I said, I don't know who the hell actually gave me this Princess X thing, but I'm all about new stuff, right? And also, like I said, if you guys aren't on Patreon just yet, this week is actually gonna be a good week for you guys to be a part of the patron, because I will be like rolling out who's gonna be the one who's gonna vote for the next Patreon playthrough since I'm done with Venus of Frontier. I think that about covers up what I need to talk about this update. Yeah, I don't feel like I really need to be talking about anything else. But yeah, hope you guys like my new drip. I actually bought this Evangelion jacket a couple of months ago, but never used it. Well, that's enough for me. I'm gonna go eat some dinner and then brush my teeth and go to bed. Hope you guys have an enjoyable day. I'll see you on the next one.